Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe they told me that I would never make it? Now we smiling in their faces, smiling in their faces.
So Bleacher Report came out and said, hey, listen, this is the reason we rank Kobe Bryant 11th and have Steph Curry over him. So I'm going to read you exactly word for word what they said. And in each passage of what they said, I'm going to debunk it with facts and information that shows you these dudes is clowns. So Bleacher Report had this to say. They said, while Kobe had an incredible career, 5 titles, 18 All-Star selections, and 4th on the all-time scoring list, he often wasn't considered the best player in the league during his era.
One tape.
Who's the best player in the NBA?
Kobe Bryant.
Better than you?
I would have to say right now.
Okay. Players like Shaq, Tim Duncan, LeBron, and Curry had clear stretches where they dominated the league. I got a lot to say. They also pointed out that Kobe ranked lower in advanced stats like box plus minus and MVP shares. And during the early 2000s, Shaq was the main force behind the Lakers' three-peat. Bleacher Report says LeBron and Curry have now passed Kobe in both impact and efficiency, and that's why he did not make the top 10. And that's why they made the top 10 as far as Curry and LeBron. Oh man, I got a lot to say. Let's get into it now. So I'm gonna start off with this video right here. Let's just run this video real quick of what LeBron had to say. The year he won MVP and the year the dude had more wins than Kobe and the Lakers that ended up winning the championship. This is who he said was the best player. So the second best player of all time can sit there and tell y'all while he was playing, this guy was the best player in the league, but the nerds that can't make layups, the bums up there, have something else to say.
Who's the best player in the NBA?
Kobe Bryant.
Better than you?
I would have to say right now.
All right, so we just debunked that fact. Now let's get into the rest of this first passage here. It says, players like Shaq, Tim Duncan, LeBron, and Curry had clear stretches where they dominated the league. You mean Tim Duncan, the same Tim Duncan who has a losing record in the playoffs to Kobe? The Lakers dominated more. Kobe beat Tim Duncan 18 times out of the 30 times they played in the playoffs for a total of 18 wins and 12 losses, and won 4 out of the 6 series against him in the playoffs. So that's not dominating, right? That's not dominating an era. It's fair to say Tim Duncan and LeBron are the same era. All right, I got some more. So they both have the same amount of championships, played in the same era. So if anyone dominated more, it was Kobe, since he beat you more in the playoffs. Isn't that not dominating? And then you want to say Shaq. Okay, Shaq definitely dominated the era, but he didn't do it alone. I mean, he didn't lead the team in clutch scoring. Kobe led the NBA playoffs in scoring. He didn't lead the fourth quarter in clutch points at all. So you're not dominating if you can't get the job done when we need you the most, which is the fourth, because you can't shoot free throws. So did he really dominate? Yes, of course he dominated, but it was an equal share of domination. It was a 50-50 load. This wasn't just one guy. Now, Shaq only went to 1 finals after Kobe. Kobe went to 3 finals after Shaq. So who really was pushing their team and dominating? Ask yourself that question. I digress. But wait, I didn't just let y'all think I was going to skip over the fact they said LeBron is dominating. When the fuck did LeBron dominate his era? The man lost the most NBA finals in the modern NBA era. How the hell is that dominating? Can someone explain to me how the hell that means you dominate the league? Wait, let me get this straight. Going to 8 straight finals, and 3 of them you win, makes you dominating? Or does that mean you played in a weaker conference because you went to the West in 2018 and haven't been to the NBA Finals once in a regular NBA season format that's not subjected in Disney World? You were never able to go to the finals in a regular season format while you played for the Los Angeles Lakers, and now you're trying to force yourself out of way out of town via trade. The guy plays with a guy like Dwayne Wade, who averaged 36 points in the NBA Finals, along with winning the Finals MVP. This guy wins 1 chip with Shaq. Then LeBron gets him in the smack dab in the middle of his prime, gets a guy like D-Wade, a proven first option who was capable of winning Finals MVP and dominating at Finals. Suddenly you team up with LeBron James, who just won MVP in 2009. And now you get Chris Bosh, an all-star NBA power forward, who is an all-NBA as well power forward. So we're getting these guys all together, and you guys win 2 championships and lose 2 championships. Dominating is not being at 500. Dominating is having a winning record above 500 in the biggest stage in the basketball world, which is the NBA Finals. If you have a dude who can average 36 points in the NBA Finals on your team, and you also have an all-NBA power forward, what more do you need to dominate? If you weren't able to dominate with that team, that goes to show you you're really not that dominant of a player. Now it says, they also pointed out that Kobe ranked lower in advanced stats like box plus minus and MVP shares. During the early 2000s, Shaq was often the main force behind the Lakers three-peat. So I did already mention to you guys in the beginning of the video that even though Shaq was the first option, which Shaq will be the first option if you play with Michael Jordan. And if you don't believe that, there's something wrong with you. Shaq is the most dominant force in the NBA history. It doesn't matter who is next to the guy. He's going to be the first option in the post. It's not because Shaq is better than Jordan. It's because when you're freaking that close to the basket and you're that strong, you're going to be the first option to freaking slam the ball through the hole versus me taking a mid-range fadeaway. We're going to feed the big guy who's a beast down there. So that doesn't matter who is next to Shaq. So why is that always being taken away from Kobe? Especially when you come to learn the fact that a dude didn't shoot or lead his team in points in all the playoffs. So we know that's a lie. But the other part I want to point out is the box plus minus, which is interesting because this stat doesn't define if you're a better player or not, right? Because players like Anthony Davis, John Stockton, James Harden, Chris Paul would be better than Shaq and Kobe since they have a better box plus minus score. So we're going to use box plus minus score to say that's another reason why you didn't put him on the list. Okay, great. So if that's the case, then why isn't Jokic number 1 on the list? Because Nikola Jokic has the best box plus minus of any player, including Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So he should be number 1, right? Fair to say? I digress from my point. Now, lastly, the Bleacher Report says LeBron and Curry have now passed Kobe in both impact and efficiency. Wow. That is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, let me get this down and break these fools down. Efficiency. I understand Kobe's percentage being lower, and that's fine. You know, Kobe took contested shots. Kobe took some of the most difficult shots and the most impressive shots I've ever seen. There's one play I remember against Portland in the freaking corner. He did like a step back this way, step this way, and did like a fadeaway in the corner, in the three-point corner, like a little small corner, right? But he did it over LaMarcus Aldridge, who's 7 foot tall, and Brandon Roy, who's another great defender. So does offensive efficiency make you a better scorer than another player? Because if so, I mean, John Stockton shot 51% from the field. Would you want to build your team's offense around John Stockton or Kobe? You tell me. Think about it. Now let's talk about impact, right? I'll give you Steph has impact when it comes to the three-point shooting era of this league, which in my opinion, has ruined and kind of watered down the sport. The reason why is because not everybody can shoot the 3 ball. So you don't deserve to shoot 8 to 10 threes a game because you're open. You're open for a freaking reason. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why we guard Steph so high when he crosses half court, because he's an impactful player. When it comes to shooting, he's a sniper. But the Mamba mentality is what like some of the best players flock to. Kobe trained Jason Tatum. He became like, of course, one of his, pupils or whatever you want to say. And then NBA champion SGA, the MVP, the finals MVP. Have you ever heard what he had to say about Kobe?
Kobe is Michael Jordan, just on steroids. What's your argument?
All around.
And I'm saying all around, Kobe Bryant. Bro, it's LeBron.
He said Kobe was the best player of all time, better than Jordan. He said he was Michael Jordan on steroids. This is the way the players think about this guy. Then Kyrie and Devin Booker, of course, all students of Kobe's skill set and mentality. So I wouldn't argue that Steph, his game is not impactful. It's very impactful. He did change the modern era of the NBA, and players like Trae Young, for example, are like mini Steph Currys. But In the case of LeBron's impact on the league, it would be detrimental. Now, let's be honest. LeBron's impact, what is he known for? Like, what do you think when you think of LeBron? I think LeBron is the face of player empowerment. Super teams, let's team up so we can win rings. Let's inflate our legacies by joining forces instead of going at each other. Now, let's point fingers at everyone but ourselves when we lose. And when the going gets hard, let's jump ship and let's try to play for another team. And then when we get to that team, let's force that front office to make trades and taking away all their assets for more superstars just so I can have a losing record in the NBA Finals when I play with all the best players. Literally every single best player you can think of, pretty much he's played with LeBron James. But this still doesn't mean anything because he still can't get the job done. But his impact is supposed to be better. What impact did he leave? It's a negative impact. It's not a positive one. You don't look at LeBron and say, damn, this league is better under LeBron. The viewership has dropped since LeBron has been in the league, has been dropping. And then once Kobe and Duncan and Jordan and Kobe and AI and all these guys, when they left, the ratings started dropping more and more. And then you even can ask the person, like any NBA fan, any man, like any guy that's a freaking grown man, right? Ask the guy, like, hey, how do you feel about the NBA? They're gonna be like, man, it's soft. It's not the same. And then you got the guy, but LeBron's like known for flopping. Like he's known for like crying, complaining. Like he doesn't stand for anything a masculine man who plays sports would want to like model it something after. Like you can say what you want, he does off the court, whatever, like socially, whatever, that's different. And honestly, I don't really care for his social takes anyways. But if we're gonna be honest, just because you have an impact, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a positive impact. But I got one more thing I want to share with you guys. Since we're talking about impact, correct me if I'm wrong, but the whole league is wearing Kobe's shoes. I mean, I know it doesn't mean everything, but it's an interesting fact if you want to know, is that Kobe's are the most worn basketball shoe in the entire NBA. Matter of fact, of the top 5 most worn shoes on the court, 3 of the top 5 shoes are Kobe's signature shoe line from Nike. Now you can say what you want. These are all matter of opinion. But if we're gonna go by this list that Bleacher Report put out, that I'm looking at right now, if we're gonna go by this list, then there's a whole lot of reasons why some of these players should not be on this list. And I'm talking about the whole 100, not even just the top 10. I'm talking about the whole 100. I just think it's insane that they're saying that LeBron dominated the league. How the fuck do you dominate the league when you fucking got a losing record? And excuse my French, but like, are we really gonna say he dominated the league? How? He dominated the regular season. And he was a great regular season player. He didn't dominate the postseason. He had a losing record in the postseason when it comes to the finals. The most important game of sports is always how you perform when the lights are the brightest. And when I seen the lights brightest on this guy, it's not a LeBron hate channel. I'm just saying I didn't see this guy. It's like if I speak my mind on something, it's like you get labeled a hater. Like I'm not a hater. I don't hate LeBron. It's just that the fact that they try to inflate his like ranking and his like impact as if he was the best when he wasn't. Like I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I was there to see it. I think he's a hell of a player still. I just don't think he deserves to be ranked this high on this list. And not only that, in every sport, the GOATs we think of, Wayne Gretzky, he's 4-2 in the championship, the Stanley Cup championship. Babe Ruth, 7-3 in the World Series. Michael Jordan, 6-0 in the NBA Finals. Tom Brady, 7-3 in the Super Bowl. So how are you second or GOAT in any GOAT debate when every GOAT in every sport has a winning record in the big game? He'll be the outlier on the graph that's considered the greatest of all time, but has a losing record in the biggest championship game. And you want to sit there and tell me I'm a hater because of that? Hey, by all means, I guess I'm a hater. Well, my name is Tyler Rose. This is Tyler Rose TV. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit longer of a video. I just wanted to debunk everything I read about this Bleacher Report list. Like I said, they don't mean shit. But at the end of the day, I do want to see how they evaluated talent and just to compare it and be like, nah, I ain't buying it. Just say what you need to say. You don't like the man. You don't got to sit here and lie to our face. We're not kids. Well, maybe some of us are, but we're not children. I'm a grown man. If you don't want to put Kobe there, just don't speak on why you didn't want to put him top 10. But when you say there's the reasons why, just look at what you're talking about, because you contradict yourself in every single statement that you're gonna say, because you're not really being fair about assessing anything at all. Just being honest. But my name's Tyler Rose. I'm out of here. Peace.